Hello, I'm Jill, and I want to welcome you to my story about a very special gift that I received twice. A place that was so special to me about 45 years ago. This short video is about one of my fondest childhood memories that means more to me now than ever before. Hope you enjoy. Wonder what you would think if you saw a flatbed truck driving down the interstate carrying a forklift and this little building. I know it looks like an outhouse, but it's really not. This is my playhouse, where I spent many, many hours as a little girl. After I outgrew it, the playhouse went to a young family in our church whose kids were just the right age to enjoy it. In 2003, after their young children had grown children of their own, the family let me know they were moving and they weren't going to take the playhouse with them. I couldn't believe it when they said I could have it, as long as I could get it moved the 170 miles to where I live now. My sister convinced me to do whatever I could to get it, since it held so much meaning for me. You see, my dad built the playhouse for me when I was about 6 years old, and he passed away when I was 13. So this little house was like having a piece of him back with me. After a lot of searching, I finally found these two young men to load it up, drive more than 3 hours, and deliver it to my backyard. I tell you, the neighbors sure were surprised to see this big truck drive up our quiet little street and park in front of my house. But getting it here was just the beginning. The side gate was too narrow, so it had to be removed and later rebuilt. The flagstone walk was covered with sheets of plywood, and the flower beds on either side had to be cleared. You can see what a tight squeeze it was between the deck and the fence. I could hardly watch it. Then when they made it to the backyard, there was a lot of maneuvering around the dogwood tree, and we had to make sure no overhead lines were in the way. I was closely watching the lawn, since a recent shower had made it a bit soggy. We sure didn't want that forklift getting stuck in the mud. And since the location I had chosen for the playhouse was on a little slope, we had to level it out, bring in some gravel for a pad to sit it on, and eventually build a short retaining wall. Getting this playhouse ended up being quite an investment, but worth every penny. I think all of us let out a sigh of relief when the playhouse, I mean the new garden shed, was safely put in place. I think the guys were really pleased and very surprised about how smoothly the whole process had gone. Of course, in the beginning, my shy little Millie wasn't too sure about this new contraption in her backyard. But she seemed more comfortable after everything had been cleaned up, and we spruced up the place with a few flowers. Whatever the season, I love looking out my kitchen window and seeing my little playhouse. At first it seemed a bit out of place, but now it seems right at home. One of the best gifts I ever received. Again.